And now that we are in Seoul, it is time to eat.
You can only visit if you join the tour.
So there's no one here.
They sell allegedly the best jjajangmyeon in Seoul.
The brew house is only recently open to public. If you press on, you will be greeted with this very nice view of Seoul.
This is the first and the largest palace among the 5 palaces.
We are now in Seoul, and the first area we came to in Seoul is Myeongdong Street, and we have held off eating fried chicken in Korea for a very long time. And now that we are in Seoul, it is time to eat fried chicken. First location we have chosen to eat fried chicken is called BBQ Chicken and Beer, and we have ordered their half chicken, which is half of their fried crispy chicken and one that is coated with sweet sauce. So there's a total of 12 pieces of chicken, which is quite a lot for the both of us, but it's fried chicken, so taste test. If I'm not wrong, this is their original fried crispy chicken, and it is really very good. The exterior is very crunchy, a little bit spicy. I haven't bite into the chicken meat yet. It's very hard to feel for fried chicken. This fried chicken is really very good. The meat is soft, tender and tasty, and the exterior is slightly crispy but not really very oily. Next up is the Korean sweet sauce fried chicken. So it's kind of like the same as the fried chicken, but this is coated with a layer of sweet sauce. The chicken is as tender as the crispy chicken, and the layer of the sauce makes it even better. A bit sweet, very nice. And here in Seoul, we are doing palace hopping. So we have bought a palace pass which grants us access to 5 palaces and a secret garden, and it costs 10,000 won. So if you are into palace hopping like us, it is very worth it to purchase the palace pass. And now on to our first palace.
This is the Deoksu-gong Palace. It is near Myeongdong, and the unique features about this palace is that it has a very good combination of Western architecture as well as the Korean traditional architecture. We are very fortunate that we were able to join the English tour to tour the Seokjujeon Hall. It is a very beautiful building which is totally different from this traditional Korean palace. Due to modernization, the emperor was trying to westernize. That's why the building was built. You can only visit the hall if you join the tour. So check the tour timing before you come to this Deoksu-gong Palace.
And continuing on our palace hopping, this is the Gyeonghui-gong, which is not part of the palace pass as it is free to enter. And as you can see, it is raining today and it's really cold. So there's no one here. So what's so interesting about this palace?
So this palace served as a secondary royal villa for the kings, and it was used as a shelter during a time of emergency. In front of us is the main hall of the palace. At the hall, the king would hold many meetings and ceremonies. The hall is also used for the royal banquets and reception for important foreign visitors.
A fun fact about palaces here in Korea is that if you look at the roof, you will see many small statues. These statues are known to protect the building, and thus the more statues it has means the more important the building is. So as you can see, the main hall here has quite a lot of statues at the top.
And this is how we identify the main hall of the palace.
We are now at Mashi China. It is a restaurant here in Seoul, and they are famous for their champon as well as their jjajangmyeon and sweet and sour pork. So first I shall try the sweet and sour pork. So it's very different from the sweet and sour pork in Singapore in the sense that it is not the bright red sauce on top of the sweet and sour pork. This is a dark sauce. The sauce is really the sweet and sour sauce, but it's not the bright red kind. The pork is really meaty. It is actually very well fried. It has a thin layer of crispy texture outside, and inside is really meaty and chewy. Next up is the champon. The broth has a very strong seafood flavor, slightly spicy, but it's really good. So the champon itself has a lot of ingredients. So they have clams, they have bits and pieces of fish, they got a prawn. I shall taste the noodles now. The noodle is really chewy and soft. It's raining today and the weather is a bit windy and cold, so champon is very good for weather like this.
I'm now going to try the jjajangmyeon. Online mentioned that they sell allegedly the best jjajangmyeon in Seoul, and I'm gonna try it. I also read online that they even have a holiday for jjajangmyeon, so it's like their national food. First taste of the best jjajangmyeon in Seoul. I like the texture of the noodle. It's very chewy and it's not so hard. It looks like the yellow noodle in Singapore, but it's not. It's totally different. For the black bean sauce, it has the taste that totally complements the noodle. The flavor of the black sauce is not so intense, but it matches really well with the noodle. Try this when you are in Seoul.
And we are now at the Cheongwade Observatory. There's a few points to take note if you want to come in here. First is that if you are a foreigner without a Korean number, you won't be able to make reservation to enter the Cheongwade. You will have to do an on-site registration. There's two timings. One is at 9 AM and the other one is at 1:30 PM. There's a limit in terms of the number of participants per session and it's capped at 500 participants. But we got lucky today. We actually reached Cheongwade at around 2 PM and fortunately they still have slots for us. So second thing to note is that the Blue House grounds is very huge. There's a lot of things to see and they don't restrict photography. The Blue House is only recently open to public, and that's because the current president chose not to stay in the Blue House. And in order to head up to this observatory, there's a pathway from the heliport. It's quite a long walk up, and once you reach some form of a midpoint, you have to continue the walk to some kind of a trail. If you press on, you will be greeted with this very nice view of Seoul. Highly recommended to come up here, although it's quite a tough climb, especially the first part where it is an uphill walk up the road.
Some little fun fact about South Korea's Blue House. It has served as the president's residential as well as office since the government was established in 1948. The Blue House gets its name from its distinctive roof, which is blue in color. Across extensive renovations over the past 74 years, the color of the roof remained the same. And also, the Blue House spans 62 acres and is more than 3 times the size of the White House in United States.
Okay, we'll head to our next location now and we will see you when we get there. And we are now at the next palace here in Seoul. This is the Gyeongbokgung Palace, and behind me is the Queen's private garden.
Some little fun fact about Gyeongbokgung. This is the first and the largest palace among the 5 palaces in Seoul. The name of Gyeongbok means greatly blessed by heaven. During the peak of its glory, Gyeongbokgung had 500 buildings, 8,700 rooms, and over 6,000 staff and royal family members.
And we are now at the next Korean fried chicken store. This time round it's called Kyochon, and we have ordered their sweet and sour chicken as well as their soy chicken. So one thing about Korean fried chicken is that it is crispy on the outside because it is usually double fried. So the first time they fried it, they will usually fry it at a very low temperature to cook the meat, and then after that they will fry it again to give it a unique crispy texture. So the unique thing about this restaurant from the other that we have tried is that they allow you to choose which parts of the chicken you want. They have like chicken drumstick, chicken thigh, chicken wings, chicken feet as well. So you can choose whichever parts you want. They even have their boneless chicken, which we have ordered. They also provide free flow nacho, radish as well as water. So now time for the taste test. This is their sweet and sour fried chicken. It didn't have much of the sauce, but it is very crispy and the chicken is also very soft and tender. Next up is their soy chicken. This one looks like it's coated in a lot of sauce. It's slightly flavorful and a little bit spicy. It still retains the crispiness and the tenderness of the chicken. This two is actually quite a good combination. This one you can actually taste the pure fried chicken because it has very little sauce. This one has a very thick layer of sauce, so it's sweet and it's spicy. Not bad.